Hello everyone, wishing you a wonderful day. In today's episode, we'll witness a moment so heartfelt it might just melt you. The exact moment Alex surprises Tuna with a brand new vegetable garden he built with his own hands, hoping to give her and baby Henry a safer, happier life. But here's the real question. What do you think about Alex's action? Creating a home, a future, and a quiet promise without saying a single dramatic word. If you enjoy stories full of warmth and healing moments like this, don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. Morning sunlight filtered softly across the quiet farm, brushing the tops of the freshly built vegetable beds with a warm, golden glow. The earth was still damp from last night's dew, and a faint scent of young leaves hovered in the breeze. Alex stood near the fence he had finished only a few hours earlier, brushing dirt from his palms. He glanced at the rows of soil, neat, ready, hopeful, exactly the way he wanted Tuna's life from now on to be. He checked the bamboo poles again, tugged lightly on the nets, then smiled to himself. She's going to love this, he thought. Meanwhile, in a warm wooden kitchen not far away, Tuna was preparing a small bowl of porridge for baby Henry. He sat in his bamboo cradle, kicking rhythmically, occasionally squealing as if cheering her on. The little house smelled faintly of steamed rice and fresh vegetables she had picked earlier from the market, her last morning gathering vegetables outside before she could tend to her own garden. Mrs. Tang walked in, wiping her hands on her apron. "Baby Henry woke up early today," she chuckled. "Yes, Grandma Tang. He keeps talking to the toy above his cradle," Tuna replied with a smile. Mrs. Tang leaned over and patted Henry's soft cheek. "You know, child, good things are coming your way. You've worked hard. Life is finally opening the right door for you." Tuna paused, touched by those gentle words. "I hope so. I'm just grateful Alex thinks about us this much." Mrs. Tang chuckled. "That boy has a good heart. You and the baby became his happiness without even trying." Just then, Tuna's phone vibrated lightly. "Hello? Alex?" she answered softly. Alex's voice on the other end carried a warm excitement he couldn't hide. "Are you at Grandma Tang's house?" "Yes, I'm helping her prepare lunch, and Henry just finished eating." "Why?" "Perfect. Stay there a bit longer. I'm finishing something at the farm." "What are you doing?" "You'll see," he laughed gently. "Just stay safe, okay? I'll come by soon." When the call ended, Tuna looked at the screen for a moment longer, then smiled without realizing it. Mrs. Tang noticed. "Someone sounds very happy." Tuna grew shy. "No, he's been so kind." "Kind? Child, he treasures you," Mrs. Tang corrected with a knowing tone. By late morning, Alex had returned to the farm with a final bag of twine. He tied the last section of the small gate, stepped back, and exhaled with satisfaction. The garden looked beautiful. Fresh soil beds, careful lines, a sturdy fence, everything arranged with love and intention. He imagined Tuna walking in, looking surprised. He imagined little Henry crawling around the edges, giggling. This wasn't just a garden, it was a promise, a new start. A quiet way of saying, "You're safe now. You belong here. You don't have to struggle alone anymore." Alex brushed off the soil on his shirt, grabbed the empty bag, and headed toward the house where Tuna was. At that same moment, Tuna lifted Henry from the cradle, kissing the top of his head. "Let's go home, baby. Mommy needs to check the farm before cooking lunch." Mrs. Tang handed her a small bag of vegetables. "It's not much, but take these. Plant them later when you have time. And tell Alex to visit me one day. I have soup for him too. she teased. "Yes, Grandma, I'll tell him." Tuna laughed. Baby Henry babbled happily as they stepped outside, the sunlight catching his tiny fingers. The walk back to the farm felt calm, peaceful, like the world was letting her breathe again. As she approached the gate, something looked different. She slowed down. Then she stopped completely. Her eyes widened. Her breath caught. Baby Henry blinked in confusion as her arms froze mid-step. Right in front of her, where the old grapefruit patch once stood, was a brand new vegetable garden. Perfect rows of earth, bamboo poles neatly tied, nets shimmering softly in the sun, and a small handmade gate with a little wooden sign Alex carved himself. For Tuna and Henry. Her lips parted in disbelief. "Oh, my gosh." At that exact moment, Alex came around from behind the fence, wiping sweat from his forehead. When he saw her, he lit up instantly. "You're back," he said with a shy smile. "Good timing." Tuna's eyes glistened. "Alex, you built all this?" He nodded awkwardly. "Well, Uncle Hung helped with the soil beds in the morning, but the fence, the poles, the gate, that was me." He scratched the back of his neck. "I wanted you to have a garden close to home, so you don't have to walk far, so Henry can grow up watching you plant things. So, you have your own space." Tuna blinked quickly as tears threatened to spill. Henry squealed loudly, almost as if approving. Alex stepped closer, voice gentle. "I just want life to be easier for you, and happier." Tuna couldn't hold it anymore. "Alex, thank you," she said softly, voice trembling with gratitude. "This is the most beautiful thing anyone has ever done for me." He reached out carefully. "Can I hold Henry?" She nodded, placing the baby into his arms. Henry laughed instantly, touching Alex's cheek with tiny hands. Alex kissed the top of Henry's head. "This little guy deserves a peaceful life," he whispered. "And so do you." Tuna wiped her tears, smiling through them. "Let's plant vegetables together later, as a family." Alex looked up at her, surprised, touched, overwhelmed. "I'd like that," he replied softly. The three of them stood before the new garden, sunlight stretching long and warm across the soil, like a blessing for a future full of calm, love, and quiet happiness. Late afternoon sunlight filtered through the rows of young trees around the farm, casting warm, soft shadows across the yard. Alex placed baby Henry gently onto a small blanket spread under the tamarind tree. The little boy immediately reached for a colorful wooden rattle, one Alex had carved during his spare time at the workshop. Henry giggled as the toy clicked, the sound echoing lightly through the calm air. Tuna knelt beside them, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear as she looked at the new garden. "It's even more beautiful in the afternoon light," she whispered. Alex sat down next to her, his voice quiet but full of warmth. "I wanted you to see it before sunset. This is the best time of the day here." Tuna stretched her fingers lightly across the wooden fence. "You built this with your own hands, for us." Her voice wavered with emotion. Alex hesitated, then said softly, "I just wanted you to feel safe. The world hasn't been kind to you, but I can be." Tuna turned her face toward him, eyes shining. "I've never felt safe anywhere before, but here, with you, everything feels different." A gentle silence settled between them, comforting, warm, familiar, broken only by Henry's happy babbling as he waved the rattle in triumph. Alex leaned over and lifted Henry again, holding him high as the baby squealed with joy. "Look at that smile," Alex laughed, He loves the farm already." Henry smacked Alex's cheek with both hands, causing Tuna to burst into soft laughter. "He likes you," she teased. "Really likes you." Alex pressed his forehead against Henry's tiny head. "That means everything to me." They sat like that for a while, just breathing, just existing, wrapped in a slice of peace they both desperately needed. After a few minutes, Alex looked toward the vegetable beds. "Come on," he said gently. "Let me show you something." He stood and offered his hand to Tuna. She placed her fingers in his, and he guided her toward the first soil bed. "This part," he pointed, "is good for leafy vegetables, spinach, mustard greens. They'll grow fast, so you'll always have something fresh." She nodded quietly, absorbing every word. "And over here," he continued, stopping at the second bed, "this spot gets a lot of sun. Perfect for tomatoes. I remember you said Henry likes tomato soup." Tuna paused, heart trembling. "You even remembered that?" Alex smiled. "I remember everything you say." Her cheeks warmed, and she glanced down shyly. He walked her to the third bed, where the soil was slightly mounded. "This one's for root vegetables, carrots, radishes. When Henry grows older, he'll probably run straight here and pull everything up," he said, laughing softly. Tuna imagined it. Henry toddling across the yard, covered in soil, laughing with tiny fists full of freshly pulled carrots. It was such a simple image, yet it filled her chest with a kind of happiness that made tears pool in her eyes. "Alex," she whispered, "I never thought I would have a place like this, a future like this. I thought my life would always be hard." Alex stepped closer, gently tilting her chin upward. "Your life has only just begun," he said softly, "and you don't have to walk it alone anymore." Her breath hitched. Slowly, carefully, she leaned her head against his shoulder. Alex wrapped an arm around her, keeping her close, steady, protected. Baby Henry, still in Alex's other arm, pressed his tiny hand onto Tuna's cheek as if sharing the moment with them. All three stayed there for a long moment, wrapped together under the soft, golden light. Then Alex pulled back slightly. "There's something else," he said with a shy smile. "Wait here." Tuna blinked in confusion as Alex jogged toward the house. Henry babbled in her arms, as if excited for another surprise. Moments later, Alex returned carrying a small wooden bench, smoothly sanded, beautifully made, carved with delicate patterns of leaves and vines. He set the bench down by the garden fence. "This is for you," he said. "A place to rest while watching the vegetables grow, or watching Henry play." Tuna ran her fingers along the carvings. "It's beautiful. You made this?" He nodded. "Took a few late nights at the workshop, but I wanted something that belonged only to you." Tuna sank onto the bench, overwhelmed. Alex sat beside her, their shoulders brushing lightly. "Sit here whenever you're tired," he murmured, "or whenever you want to feel peaceful. This garden is yours. This home is yours." She turned to him slowly. "Alex, I don't know how to thank you." "You don't need to," he replied, brushing a thumb gently along her hand. "You're here, and Henry is here. That's enough." Tuna swallowed hard. Her lips trembled. "Can I ask you something?" "Anything," he said softly. She looked at him with quiet vulnerability. "Will you stay? Not just today, but stay in our life?" Alex froze, not out of fear, but out of disbelief at hearing the words he'd been hoping for. He reached for her hand, entwining their fingers. "I'm not going anywhere," he whispered. I choose you and Henry every day." Tears slipped down her cheeks, happy tears this time. Henry giggled, unaware he was witnessing the start of something pure and life-changing. The sun dipped lower, painting the garden in warm orange and gold. Lytuna leaned her head on Alex's shoulder as he wrapped an arm around her, holding her and Henry close. The vegetable garden stood quietly in front of them, fresh soil, new growth, and endless possibility. Their future had just begun, and for the first time in a long, long while, Lytuna felt truly, deeply safe. In this heartwarming episode, Lytuna begins her first peaceful morning with baby Henry, unaware that Alex has secretly prepared a beautiful surprise on the farm. While she spends time with Grandma Tang, Alex finishes building a brand new vegetable garden, complete with soil beds, bamboo poles, and a small handmade gate carved with "For Lytuna and Henry." When she arrives home, Lytuna is overwhelmed with emotion, touched by the care and love behind every detail. Alex explains that he wants her to have a safe, easy life where she and Henry can grow happily. Together, they walk through the garden, imagining a future filled with warmth and simple joys. As the sun sets, the three of them sit by the fence, Alex, Lytuna, and baby Henry, feeling, for the first time, like a real family.